Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another episode of the Hello Guys podcast. This time with an intro. I've kind of opted out of doing the intros so far because it's it's not really what you guys mostly want to, but let me know if you want the intros or not. So far, it just makes it a lot. I feel it's better just to get into it instead of me ranting in the beginning. I don't really have much to rant about. It's all about the person that is on the other end. So I know 2 weeks ago there was not an episode because things just didn't happen, and I didn't want to put out an episode for just by myself. As I'd done before, I kind of regret putting out the episode, the half an hour one, like I think it's 13 or something like that. And I just don't think that's what I wanted to do. So that's why there was no episode. And as of right now, as I'm recording this on the 10th of April, I don't have anybody lined up at the moment. So there might be some time before another episode comes out. And I don't want to do, like I said, random episodes. That is so, but like, or random, I mean, like not just by myself. I tried that. I did that. I don't. It's not that I don't like those episodes. I just really much more like an episode with me is like I would say normal, right? If you can say it like that. And then like when I have another person to talk to, which is like the whole point of these conversations. It just makes it 10 times better, like 10, like maybe not even 10, like maybe 100 times better. So yeah, I think it's silly just to have me rant for an hour or in half an hour at least. So yeah, that's not going to happen any more, not at least on the podcast for sure. But I'll try to figure out some more people to talk to, to make conversations with and so on and so on. So you guys have some content at least that, because I still really like doing these, even though it can sometimes be a little bit of a hassle to talk to these people in a way where time zones and stuff like that, especially this one where Octarock, that's what I call him, I'm sorry if I butcher his name, he's in front of me, he's in the future, right? He's in New Zealand, so that's the first person I've ever talked to or had to coordinate, that's normally it's like all America or Europe. Europe, of course, the best because it's like maybe an hour difference. But America, it seems like to be a lot better in a way because when it's in the future, it's like the new day and it's all very, very complicated. But it finally happened that we could talk, and it's a very great episode. I do want to warn you guys, he does talk a little bit fast. I don't know if I do that myself, but he definitely talks a little bit fast, and he does have a disability, and we talk about that all through the episode and stuff like that. It's a great episode. And also, I want to mention that, of course, his stream is linked in the YouTube description. That's what it's called. Description. Yes, that's where it's linked, and you can go down and check it out because if you have any questions about Trove and stuff like that, he still keeps up with it more intensely than I do, for example. That's what I want to say. I keep up to the date with the game for sure, Trove, if we're talking about that one. But he just like follows up even more intensely on many of these things. So he's a great guy. I had a great conversation with him. It was pretty late for me. I was about to go to bed. I'll say that in the episode as well. But yes, he's just a great guy, and I hope you enjoy the episode. I don't want to rant any more than this. It's already been 4 minutes, so let's not keep it too long, these intros. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to say something about, the episodes and future and about whatever and so on. But yes, go check him out on Twitch if you want to do so. That's great. And here is just the episode with Octarock.
Last night we had a person try and break into the house, so I was told I had to stay up later to watch over.
You had a what? Sorry.
We believe someone tried to break into the house last night, so I had to stay up later than planned, just in case. So I didn't get to sleep till 3 a.m. So on 6 hours.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
So
that was hopefully that was not the case.
No, I think it was a false alarm, but my brother likes to panic over little things, so just to be safe.
So everything is fine? Everybody's...
Yeah, everything's fine.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, it's getting late here as well, so I guess we're both, like, you're getting up. I'm about to go to sleep. Well, I will be after we have been talking here.
Well, we can always do this another time if you want to get some sleep. We
No,
can
no,
always
no,
just
no,
try.
no, no, no. This all this time zone stuff is
It's
annoying
confusing as
me
hell.
because it's hard to. I haven't done the whole 10 hours ahead of me. So you're the first person I've talked to that is ahead of me. Either people have always been like in approximately the same time zone, like Europe time zone,
Yeah.
or American, and then it's always.
Then you've got me, and I'm like the oddball out because mostly anyone that plays Trove that's based in where I am. Quite long time ago, back in the day, we used to have a massive community of over easily 5,000 players that we kept in contact.
Mm.
Then Power Mandal update came out, and overnight about 4,000 quit the game over drama
Oh,
because they thought the whole game was turning pay to win, so they quit.
oh, I
And then
never
the
heard
game
about
got
that scandal.
laggier and laggier and laggier. Like no one plays because of the ping. My ping is always 400 to 500 all the time.
Oh,
I've just gotten used to it. I'm the odd one out.
okay. So is that a problem? You're talking about that's a problem from, I guess, your
That's just
side of
that
the world.
most games don't support New Zealand.
Oh, I see. Yes. All
So
right.
that's one of the countries that there's no point setting up servers here.
Oh, so what server do you connect to? NA?
Europe. Europe
You?
is the only one that's stable enough for me.
Oh, so NA is not.
It sometimes crashes
Oh,
all the
okay.
time. Europe has less crashes for some reason,
Okay.
even though it's further away.
Hmm. Well, that's odd, but that's kind of suck. So you didn't you didn't even play on the. You sent me a link that the what's it called? Trove was shutting down in China or Asia.
No, I didn't. I didn't get to play on that.
Oh,
When I was making my community dream project, I wanted it to be everyone in the community. So I went out of my way to reach out to the China team. A friend of mine lives in China, so he actually got hold of. So how China worked, the only way you got hold of them is you had to have a China located cell phone. So he used his cell phone to connect to the China forums, and then would
oh,
relay information back and forth to me. So I got hold of the actual China development team, and they mostly told me at this stage, because we do not have contact with GameAgo, we can't tell you anything about what's going on or about what to become part of your project. We like your idea, but because you're not an official representative, we can't be involved with it. So I couldn't get any of the China community to be part of it, but it allowed me to have at least a contact with them.
hmm,
And in the end, the reason it shut down was GameAgo and them couldn't come to agreement because China's all about money and stuff. And what we found out from other people since GameAgo took over the company, the China team actually lost contact with their representatives because GameAgo let go of a ton of people. Well, they let go of the people that was the contact to China. So because China couldn't contact the new owners of the game, they
hmm.
decided to just keep profits because they couldn't see the profits anywhere. It was going nowhere from what I was told. So literally, they couldn't send the percentage over. So the China kept all the profits for the last couple of years, and then when GameAgo tried to come to the table to make a new agreement, uh, China Trove wanted the agreement they've had all along. They send some of the profits over, but they have full rights to the game. Literally, China Trove had full rights to the game. They could do whatever they like with it. That's why it was renamed to Treasure World. They had merchandise. Literally, they had merchandise. I've been shown screenshots of action figures. It was literally they'd made knockoff action figures of all the characters. But the annoying thing is, all the merchandise you could only purchase from internet cafes that played the games. In other words, the game was played in internet cafes around China, not by home. That's how people play games like Trove in China. You go to a cafe
Hmm.
that gets watched. So you could only buy the stuff in the cafe and it could only stay in the country.
Okay. Okay. So
It was really shut down.
I'm just trying to understand real quick. So, um, just to summarize, you saying that that the Chinese or the Asian part of the not the company but the people over there, couldn't get a hold of the representative at Gamigo, like which
Yeah,
is
that's
in
mostly what
Europe,
I got told.
and then
It
Gamigo
just tended
figured
to
out that they were.
it mostly turned into politics, and because the rule with China, you've got to be really careful. The company that runs China Trove, they have a direct line to the government. In other words, any game, the rule in China, and a lot of people don't know this in the game industry. If you want a game in China, you've got to do an update to your game that represents the the political side of the government.
Hmm.
It has to be for China. So, our Forbidden Spire, the whole Forbidden Spire update was just a ticket to show China we're here to support you. So they got China Trove. That
Okay.
whole update is just a political move. So
Wow.
the dragons in it, all the things, literally, that's just the China update. Minecraft added pandas and bamboo.
Hmm.
World of Warcraft added a whole entire panda class. Literally, the World of Warcraft panda update was for China.
Oh, wow. Okay. I had no
So that
idea.
whole panda update was for China.
No.
Literally, you add something to your game that represents China, you get your game in China.
Hmm.
That is a massive money. Any company, even though China is China, money is money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And most companies try to have money and don't really care about what's going on. And that's what happened with Tron Worlds. Literally, Trove China made more money than any game that they think. They just spent it on the dumb things and got themselves bankrupt.
Okay.
They
That's
just
very
did dumb
interesting, though.
practices.
But
But they couldn't come to agreement, so it got shut down. Because at the end of the day, GameGo owns rights to it that they don't.
yeah. So basically, it's
And
just like a big.
literally, they were ruining the IP, even though they were doing a massive things. I'd seen the website, I'd seen the game. I couldn't access the game, but I'd seen the game. Literally, the whole game was pay to win.
Okay.
They technically connected to the servers, but they had their own servers, and it was fully pay to win. Literally, you could pay any money to get anything. Literally, you could buy gem packs with actual gems, not the boxes.
Hmm.
So the whole game was fully pay to win.
Hmm.
But
But
completely separate, which you could just pay your way to final rank in the game. You could pay your way to be E-turn.
yeah. But that's pretty common in Asian games, isn't it? Like that's
Yeah.
pretty common that you can pay whatever you want to, or
The main problem was that I think from what I had seen and what I'd shared to people that ever know that there was literally, they didn't know this was even happening. The modding side was a little bit more like you could make whatever you want, and people were paying to have like different IPs in the game. So literally, they released a Rayquaza dragon from Pokemon as a dragon in the game that they didn't own.
okay.
So they were, because China doesn't care about the rules and stuff, they were literally adding bootleg Pokemon to China Trove.
Okay. Well, that's
Stuff like
definitely.
that. And doing events like that, events with China pop stars and putting items in the game that they didn't own rights to.
Hmm.
So you start heading to a grey zone, and it was all through the whole entire game.
Yeah. Maybe we should provide some context for, I don't know. I hope people can follow what we're saying, because I kind of just dropped a whole bunch of information on people. So just,
Go on to my channel. There is literally a clip that I saved in a collection called Goodbye China, and it literally shows all of China Show's website.
yeah. I've also made a video on the YouTube channel. People can check out about what kind of happened.
It was a good community. The community was really nice. The end of the day, the community and the devs, they did what they could with China Trove. They actually had what a lot of people don't realize as one of the most well-known mod makers of the community that a lot of people love his stuff. He has one of the latest dragons in the game that was recently added. He made it. So
Okay.
if you ever look for in legendary dragons and you look for the Arcane of the Hex, the kind of lightning one with kind of hexagons on it. Waylon Ma is the maker of it. He is a China Trove player. Sadly, from China Trove shutting down, from what I've last heard from contacts, he's retired.
Oh.
Because the thing is, he played China Trove. The only time he was able to get mods into the western side of the game was visiting family in America. Or when he did the exchange program. literally China Trove and China America did exchange program years ago, back in the day. So you could actually go and have an exchange program with Trove, and students will go over from China and meet the original team. These screenshots are on the actual China Trove website are meeting the original Trove team at lunch with them all sitting there.
Okay.
And the funny thing, that was never publicly, I never saw that anywhere, but I look on the China website and there's literally an exchange program with Trove and China and Trove Western
Hmm.
with them sitting for lunch.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear about that. Literally, there were many exchange programs they did, and no one really knew about it. I only knew about China Trove when I started looking into it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people said you don't look into it. It's not a good idea.
How come?
But
Well, how would you? How would you? How do you mean?
no, look, the community was very nice when they started to understand what I was doing, but in a day, it's political. It just comes down to political things. You still got to remember it's China, so
Hmm.
you can't even stop that. Even though if it was somewhere in some other country and the stuff wasn't happening, what China's doing would be fine. But in a day, you got to remember it's China
Hmm.
and everything's been monitored. So literally, I tell people not to. Literally, I use a VPN and literally have to use a cell phone to log into anything on there.
Yeah.
And
That.
kind of remote, you want to be careful as hell because it is China.
Yeah. That definitely creates some problems. You know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I found out most American friends won't even check out the site, but New Zealand, so far, nothing really happened. I had a New Zealand friend just went in there casually and nothing happened.
Hmm.
But you want to be really careful because the only way to play the China version is at one of these internet cafes or have a China registered computer.
Yeah.
Because to
But.
download it, you've actually got to log in with your local cell phone, and actually they have to ping your cell phone a code.
Oh, okay.
So everything's monetized.
Yeah.
Well,
And very
watched.
controlled and observant. What is it called? Like. Yeah. Just controlled and
Yeah,
overlooked. I guess. I guess that's the
yeah.
word. Yeah. Wow.
But the
Okay.
community was nice. The community was nice. They were understanding what I wanted to do with the community dream project, and they liked the idea. And they said if they ever get word from Game and Go, they'll think about it. Well, they
Okay.
needed to do it thing because it wasn't official.
How much do you actually talk with the developers? Like, I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about it,
Um,
but like general, like all of them, like your
uh, a couple of
whole
them I
company.
have general contact with them, like because the thing is, in my life, I was taught to treat everyone equally and like we're friends. So start of the week, I mostly message a bunch of the community managers and some of the devs have a good week, and it's just
Mm.
what I do. So I build a relationship with anyone I contact with, any company or anything I do. I build a relationship with them, and I do what I can to support. My
Hmm.
background is game testing. I got to be a game tester for a lot of games, including Club Penguin. I worked for Club Penguin for 7 years. A lot of people don't know that. I worked
Oh,
for Club Penguin for 7 years.
I didn't know that either. No.
Annoying The annoying thing is I can't really talk about what I did when corporation side of Disney decided we weren't making them enough money,
Yeah.
even though they literally turned the whole game into an advert with the party events. They shut us down without warning.
Hmm.
We didn't know it was coming. We had a month to do the final party. So that final party to say goodbye to the game, we had a month, and most of everyone did it on their own time and on their own time with no pay.
Oh.
And when it got shut down, we all had to sign NDAs. So literally, I had to sign a massive NDA form. I can say I worked for it. I can say I tested. I can say roughly what I did as a
Mm.
game tester. But that's it. I can't actually go into any more detail because I'll get sued.
Okay, and that's probably like for a suit for a lot of money, like not just.
Yeah, that's what the corporation does.
Mm.
Literally, I actually got qualifications by doing it, but I can't. They do it. It's how the company works. When they shut down a system or something, they've done it for other things that Disney has done, and they don't want the employees to then go off and work at another company at a rival.
Mm. Or
So
spill the beans in a
so
sense.
they NDA you for 15 years. So by the time it's 15 years up, there's really no point.
No. How when does that happen? When did that happen? You signed the NDA.
When Club Penguin shut down about a couple of years ago now,
Okay.
the PC side of the game.
Yeah. So you still
I'm
got
still
like
annoyed. I'm
13,
still annoyed. The Club
12
Penguin
years.
Island team were doing so well. They were almost ready to go with a massive update, including there was a movie in the works. The Club Penguin Island team, I know a bunch of them,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden Disney turns around and goes, "Oh, this didn't make us enough money either. Shut it down."
Hmm. Well, that's
When you
usually
own
what.
Marvel, that's what annoyed a lot of people that I worked with. You own Marvel. You own all this other stuff. Why do you shut us down? Because we weren't making enough money for them.
Hmm.
It was all in about you had to be making a lot of money to keep your thing alive.
Yeah.
And because there was Minecraft and all these other games at the time, there was no point.
Was that a big competitive Minecraft?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when that released, mostly all our player base disappeared
Hmm. How
because
big
no
was
one
it?
was in the web
How
based.
big was it before?
Club Penguin was massive.
Hmm.
The web based games were dying since then, and also Java. Then the news of Java was getting Java based games was getting changed on internet because the whole game was based on web browser.
Yeah.
So now this year, when they removed the Java-based games being out of work, so all that shut down. So
Hmm.
mini clips and all those mini games don't work on normal web browsers anymore.
Yeah.
So when that news happened, that also made Disney back away even more because eventually it would have been shut down anyway.
Hmm.
Because the game wouldn't have been able to run, and the money to port change it would have cost a lot of money for them to then go, what's the point of keeping it?
Hmm. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
So what we believe in their best interest, just shut it down now to save us time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at that stage, literally, the people that I know, how do I word this? We had a party running for 4 months.
Hmm.
The same party, Zootopia. 4 months. We normally have a party once a month that lasts us maybe a week or two.
Hmm.
4 months because they wouldn't give us any more information.
Oh.
They literally told us to stop production, but wouldn't tell us why. So 4 months we had the same party, and that was it.
Hmm.
We all kind of knew, but most of us didn't want to believe it because it was my dream thing. They supported me because of my disability.
Oh yeah.
They didn't care. They let me work on my own time and let me do what I needed to do.
Hmm.
I've not found a place either that could do that for me.
Uh,
And now I stream every day because it's been my next best option.
yeah.
Today is 780 days. 780 days in a row now.
Yeah.
Like, no, 980 days. So I'm still waking up.
Yeah. It's a good day.
980 days in a row.
So speaking of disability, because that's like a big part of your
Yeah.
like you stream at
So
you stream sometimes at a specific or a different stream. That's what I mean. Like I think it's a disability. People that have
Oh no,
disabilities.
no, I see what you mean. No, I'm a representative for the Able Games charity.
Yeah.
So with my disabilities, there is a charity out there called Able Games,
Mm,
and what they do is they work alongside game developers and people with disabilities to make gaming for everyone.
mm,
So they've built custom controllers for system technology. So one day a week, I stream on their channel to even though I have my disabilities, I'm not going to let it stop me from having fun with video games
mm.
and educate people on what I have and just show the power of video games.
So
So
speaking of disabilities, is it okay if I ask you
yeah,
what?
go for it. Go for it. I love talking about it because it
Okay.
allows people to understand. There needs to be more awareness out there.
Mm,
There are people like me, and a lot of people don't know there are people like me.
mm,
So what I have is actually I have two things that are quite rare. So I have Marfan Syndrome. Marfan Syndrome has a massive spectrum. It's normally genetic. It's normally something in my body that my body doesn't make that should make.
oh,
And literally some days along my spine joints and my leg joints and my feet joints, I'm not joking, it feels like someone is stabbing nails into my body.
oh,
So I've got a goal on my stream that's for a medical chair that I actually need that I can't actually fund myself.
yeah. I've seen you trying to raise money for that one. Yeah.
Yeah, without that chair, I've been told probably 10 years' time I might be bedridden.
Oh, well.
But the thing is, my government won't cover it because they don't class my disability as a disability because there's not enough people with it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what I found out. If there's not enough people with a disability, they aren't going to raise my benefit because what's the point of raising it for one person?
Yeah, of course, yeah. It makes sense in a way, but it does make it even suck for you even more. Like, you know.
Yeah, and then I've also got another thing that they've clumped me in one category. They've clumped me as ADHD. I do not have ADHD.
Oh,
And then they clumped me into Asperger's. I don't even have Asperger's. They class it as Asperger's. I've got to call it Asperger's because that's what they put me on my record, but it's not. Doctors call it a flip of a coin. So right now, I'm kind of coherent. I can get words out and I can try and get words right. So I'm kind of perfectly kind of fine in the first day. But other days, I'm completely wasted.
okay. So it kind of comes and
So
goes.
it's completely a flip of a coin. So every day is different. So it's not like instantly I'm wasted. It's my mind acts in different ways certain days. So some days on stream I could look like I'm completely drunk when I don't drink. Other days my mind goes into a broken record, so I repeat one single word and I just can't stop repeating it. So one stream a long time ago, I'm not joking, and it was really annoying. I would say, "Hello guys, a woo. Please stop a woo." In every last word I said a woo for 5 hours.
Oh,
Yeah, my mind will get stuck on a random word
okay.
and it won't won't let it go.
And that has no technical term or like.
No, they actually don't know what it is. Literally, I'm a case study at the moment to try
Oh,
and
okay.
figure out what it is through people online. They're trying to figure out what it is because I've not come across someone like me. A lot of people thought I was faking it for a long time, and then people started realizing he's been streaming this long, and we have archives of streams that he's highlighted. There is no way someone could keep this up this long, even if they're the best actor in the world. They would be exhausted by this time.
So how does streaming help you, or does it help you, or why?
It lets me socialize.
Okay.
Due to my mental disability, if I'm in a situation I can't control, so if I go to shopping, the local shopping centre knows me, the supermarket knows me, so I go on a day when there's less people. A lot of lights, and if I'm in an area with a lot of people that I don't know, what my mind doesn't understand. So when I'm in cosplay, I'm perfectly fine. My mind wants to be there, but if I'm in a situation I don't want to be there, I can go into fight or flight mode. So when I go into flight mode, my mind shuts down and I walk away.
Okay.
And I don't even know I'm doing it. When I was younger, it was fine, but no one is going to stop a random 29-year-old walking down the highway.
No. Oh, well,
So
hopefully
now that
they
I'm a
would.
lot older, it's a lot more dangerous because I don't know I'm doing it. So I could end up somewhere where I shouldn't be, somewhere very dangerous.
Yeah. And not even knowing it. Yeah.
Yeah, because my mind, what my mind is doing, it wants to get away from that situation as fast as possible. So it takes over control.
Yeah, and not the whole reason why I'm asking about disabilities is because it's very important, or it became very important to me when I got older, because when I was younger, I didn't understand disabilities and stuff like that in the same way. But my little brother, is actually also has a disability, and he's kind of in the same category as you are, in the way of they don't know what's wrong with him, if you're gonna use that word.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
basically, my mom and my stepdad back in the day, when he was born, was told that he was going to be a vegetable in a chair. That's basically what they said, and they didn't
Yeah,
know what to.
that's what they mostly did to a lot of kids back then. There wasn't much education.
Yeah. So basically, also like so now, just to clarify, he's now, I think he's actually 28, 29, I can't remember. But the point is, he drives a car, he has a job.
Yeah,
Of course, he's on. It's called in Denmark. It's called a flex job, which is basically means that he only works 4 days a week and only 4 hours at a time, and then the government pays the rest of the hours, so he gets a normal salary because he can't handle all of it. But from going to know that you're going to be a complete vegetable in a chair, and you're not going to have anything interacting with you, or you're not going to interact with anybody, to having a job. I think that's pretty amazing, and he taught me a lot of things about like his community, because he went, of course, to a special school with kids like him, and this just taught
Yeah,
me a lot about
kind of give you an
how
idea. I hate
genuinely
those.
people are. That I'm not saying that people
Oh
without
yeah, no, it's probably
disabilities,
different countries have different things. I
yeah,
hate those kind of skills. Literally,
but
in New Zealand, the government is still slowly getting there.
mm,
But I've got friends that are literally locked in there with court cases at the moment, still trying to get out of them.
mm,
That aren't even disabled.
mm. Yeah, and like I said, they worked really hard to get him, because you gotta convince or really convince the government, but you also have to say, if you have a certain diagnosis, you are easier to get those like flex jobs or
Yeah.
other things. And but since he didn't have a diagnosis, as you also have had trouble, people
Well,
saying
they've
what
put
you
me in one
are.
category that I can't get out of. Literally,
Yeah.
this category I'm in, I'm stuck on this amount of money a month for the rest of my life, and there's no way getting out of it because the amount of court fees we'll have to do, we can't afford that.
Mm.
So it's stream every day or do nothing. That's literally my two options because I actually used to be a glass blower. So in
Oh.
2015, my room I'm in right now is actually my glass blowing studio. And one night we had the worst flood in history. The local town didn't let us know that we had to evacuate. For the first time in history, they didn't evacuate us for some dumb reason. So instead of being able to get all my equipment out like I normally do, and one night I lost everything. So a lot of my equipment was donated by other people because they understood I was disabled, so they wanted to help me out and keep me focused. Glass kept me focused. And in one night, 7 years of hard work, all gone to replace the equipment and actually redo glass. I'm easily looking at $30,000 to $40,000. And even if I had that money, the way the market is at the moment, I could spend that money and not make back a cent.
Mm.
I can spend more money on glass these days as one of the most expensive hobbies or jobs in the world at the moment. And the glass I did is the most expensive, borosilicon. It's normally used to make pipes, but it's normally used to make sculpture work and a lot of perfume bottles and shot glasses. And the market at the moment is just stupid because of medical marijuana being a thing now. Pipes are quite a big thing in America. And the companies that make the glass colors are the same companies that sell the medical marijuana. So they can charge whatever they like. So minimum order, I need to spend $5,000 just to buy my glass.
Wow.
And
But
then I spend that money and I found out because my late father, he passed away in 2016. So he supported me with his job. So I could keep doing glass. We worked out, probably spent $10,000 on glass. I probably made $2,000 back.
oh,
It's not worth it.
that's not worth it. No, not at all. That's crazy that it'd be way less
There's no.
than.
Well, the thing is, the way New Zealand is, I'm the only one known in New Zealand for what I was doing. No one really gets into what this kind of glass because it's really expensive and really hard to learn. I literally asked people what was the two hardest techniques when I got into it about 15, 16 years ago, and I mastered them. I mastered Octarock glass and glow in the dark glass, but I didn't realize how expensive they were at the time.
Oh,
They're very expensive glass to work with.
but that's pretty crazy that if you were the only one
I'll
that.
send you some photos after this so you can put it in the podcast of some of my past works. But I also streamed all the glass as well. So I used to stream glass blowing on Ustream and Justin TV. So I've actually been technically streaming this year will mark 15 years because when I started my glass blowing, I also started streaming.
Oh, wow.
So it's only in the last 980 days I haven't missed a day, and I got back into streaming after everything started failing, and I just needed to get away from everything. So I got back into streaming every day and just said, "Let's see what happens." And here I am.
Was this the
Almost
same
close to
time you
1,000.
got? Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, is that the same time you got into Trove, or?
Oh no, I've been playing Trove for years. I was a closed beta player.
Oh, okay.
I was lucky enough for my friend to get the game and closed beta key for it, but I was on the unlucky people that had the bug back in the day. So there's actually a bug in the community that a lot of people don't know. There is a group of closed beta players that actually don't have the closed beta ally. I'm one of them.
Oh.
Because most of the closed beta players were European and America, there was only a handful that was New Zealand and Australian players. And because of time zones, what we found out when they announced they're going to give away the closed beta ally, we didn't find out till it was too late.
Oh,
So it didn't get automatically put to your account. They did events with it for a bit, and then some got automatic. By the time we noticed we didn't have the ally when the game later on came out in more 2015, because I played October 14, 2014. I found out you had to make a form account. So my
oh,
form account is around August 2015. We didn't get told that you had to have a form account as well linked to your account.
no,
So we didn't know there was even the ally was a thing. So all my friends don't have the ally.
oh, and I guess you included, yeah.
Yeah, and I've reached out to the team, and they've mostly said we can't help you, uh, and that's it. They just apologise. They wouldn't even get hold of me for a good couple of years, and all I got was an apology.
Mm.
And they said, "Sorry, we can't give you the ally because of your form account is not old enough." They didn't. I found out they didn't have tracking back then to track dates of players in the closed beta, so people made their form accounts and confirmed they were in the closed beta.
Oh,
That's how I was told to do it.
oh, that
Some
really.
people some people were on, and also just some people, the people that so there's actually a lot. So if you've ever been to the hidden world on the game that has all the alpha players
Mm.
skulls, they
Yeah.
were active alphas. They weren't like that's all the alphas of the game. They were active people.
Mm.
So if there was anyone that played alpha that wasn't as active or on the right time zone to see the developers and play with the developers and the community meet them, you didn't really get part of that because you didn't know who you were. So a friend of mine was in the alpha play of the game. He doesn't play anymore, but he was part of the alpha. His head ain't there because he was on the wrong time zone. Every time he played, there was hardly anyone playing.
Oh, so he
So
didn't
he
get
never
recognized as an alpha player.
he never bumped into anyone.
Oh, okay. that is a that's a little silly, or quite silly that you had to do it in a way like that.
Well, the thing is, the developer played with the people. Kronos played with the people. Everyone played with everyone. And
Mm.
when he played, there was like no one playing, so he didn't really play. He got bored of it really quickly
Yeah,
because
of
there was no
course.
one to interact with.
Yeah. So I guess you've been with the game ever. You've been with the game ever since. You never.
I had a 14-month break when the flood happened
Mm.
because I had to focus on that. We were actually rebuilding the studio at the time. Dad was helping me rebuild, and then 2 days after the year anniversary, he passed away with heart failure out
Oh.
of the blue. We didn't even know what was going to happen. He went off to a city called Wellington to possibly get a heart monitor. They said they couldn't do anything, and then a couple of days later, he passed away, and no idea what happened.
Oh. I'm sorry for your loss though.
Oh, he taught me in life to look after everyone and do literally his motto in life was to help others as much as he could, put everyone ahead of himself. He did that
Mm.
with us and did that with anyone. Literally anything that I focused on, he would become part of the committee for it and help in other sides. He
Mm.
taught me to look after, help others. So I take partly of his motto and changed it a bit to suit me. And my nature is helpful, kind, support others in my own way. So Dad taught me life sucks like hell. You do what you can in life to take each day as it comes, and you do what you can to help others. So if I can stream every day and make someone's day a little bit brighter, then I'm going to do that. So I wear random onesies of different animals and creatures that people send me, and I just roll with the punches and just this is how my mind is going to be today. We're just going to evolve it and see what happens. I may talk to the animals in game, talk to the penguins. My mind has a habit of talking to the NPCs like the real
Oh.
because it's much easier for me to contact how I interact with stuff. It's much easier if I interact with something that's physical because it can't really talk back to me and my mind doesn't get judged. It's weird. It's weird sometimes, but I do that. And I
Mm.
just take it as it comes because, end of the day, a lot of people ask, I don't care about your pigment of your skin. I don't care about your gender, your binary, your religion, what you're brought up, your background. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I care about is who you are as a person. If you want to come and hang out with us, you're kind, happy, you're going to be nice in our community, you're more than welcome. You could be any language. I don't care if you don't even speak the same language. I've got viewers that French, Korean. I have some China viewers. I have one viewer that's a Russian Ed. Ed is probably one of our well-known viewers. While back, he was trying to find help for the game for Trove, and every stream he went into, he got banned because they couldn't understand him. They thought he was a bot. Nope, he
Oh.
was using Google Translator. He
Yeah. That
speak no
of
English,
course.
and people just banned him without giving him a chance. So I take the time to check if someone's okay, if they're trying to troll, and see if they're okay. If they're here to troll and they just keep at it, they're gone. But if they're going to be nice and they just want some understanding, then we take the time to find out about if they're okay.
So is that the motivation for keep going? Like, is that one of the bigger reasons? Like, you talk about being social and stuff like that, but is like
It's for
helping
the best for my
people?
mental health. We've worked out this is the best for mental health. So due to my disabilities, certain things don't work well and certain things do. So for the longest time, I had a very, very strong medication that made me feel awful. It was meant to help with depression and stuff. Since streaming every day, I don't have to have that medication anymore, and I never want to go back on that medication. So I'm going to stream every day.
Yeah, that is actually
It's,
incredible
giv-
that
it's
can.
given me more confidence, and I get to hang out with people. Like I get to meet you, I get to meet different people. I normally wouldn't be able to do that. It allows me to have purpose in life. I need something in my life to give me structure. So streaming every day gives me structure. So I'm always at 8 p.m. my time. I'm live, and on the weekdays it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 2 times on the week, Monday to Friday. It's 2 days, and on the weekend it's evenings. So
And how long do
some
you usually do you stream for? Is it also a set time or?
it's it's the stream is normally split into 2 on the weekdays, but I can stream each day up to 13 hours
Oh,
every day.
okay.
I sometimes do.
And you have no trouble doing that. You know, like with you're just.
It's I just do it. It's you get to the stage. A lot of people that stream every day, you get to the stage once you hit about a year of doing it, you start to notice it gets a lot easier. A lot of people that stream every day, once you hit a year, it's very hard hitting a year. But most people don't make it. Once you hit a year, a lot of streamers that stream every day for the mental health or just stream every day, it just turns into a routine. It's like brushing your teeth. This time I'm going to be live, and it's like nothing.
It
But
kind
you've
of
got to
becomes
break that.
your also your not your I wouldn't say job, but it is the thing you do every day, kind of a
Yeah,
thing. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So do you see it as like your
Yeah,
profession now? Like,
yeah, I take it fully 100. I treat it as a job. I literally, you've got to with streaming. A lot of people go, "Oh, it's a hobby." If you want to make it with streaming, and I have to tell people, you have to put 100% into it. You can't like if you ever want to make it on the platform, you've got to put 100% into it. So I put 100% into it. I act as professional as I can sometimes when I can, and everything for my stream I make myself. So all my overlays panels, I spent 2 months on stream learning how to make pixel art to make pixel animation alerts.
yeah. I saw your video for your yeah, posted also on Discord and stuff like that. You for the 1,000 days and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I really like that. I thought it was really pretty impressive, the video you made. I was like, okay,
yeah.
wow.
I wanted to put everything I learned over the last 6 months into one video. So I learned how to do that throughout a stream is helping me. So I first learned how to make stream avatars. I actually have a pack on Steam that I need to edit and update because I stuffed up the color palette. But I got to redo that again. I literally wanted to make all the Trove classes as stream avatars so that people could choose their favorite class and walk below my stream. So I started making those, and I decided people reached out to me, can we use those? So I started making a Quirble pack, so that's on Steam right now, and that anyone with stream avatars can actually have a little mini Quirble as their avatars for their community.
Oh,
And then I found out that you could actually use animation with the program. So the program's called ProMotion NG. It's normally used by game developers to make 8-bit games. So the game Shovel Knight was built on that game.
oh, was it?
So all the animation stuff was made by. So Nick is one of the developers for Shovel Knight, and these days he streams doing pixel animation stream avatar stuff. So he gave me a basic rundown of the program. So I bought the game with his advice and started playing around with the program. Then I realized I could actually make animation with it. So I looked into a friend that did animation, and I worked out that I could actually save myself time. So every frame, it's frame by frame. So literally, you make each frame as you go, and you draw a little bit, you draw a little bit. The program also has a brush mechanism. So literally, you can take all those boxes and movable brushes that I can paint with.
Wow.
So
Okay.
all I did was one frame, move the box, next frame, move the box, and just keep pasting 280 frames per box.
Kind of like stop motion in a way.
Yeah, and then layer them all on top of each other. So
Yeah.
all of those are actually their own separate frame layered on top of each other. So there's about 40 frames laid on top of each other
Wow.
to make that box exploding animation. They're all layered on top of each other, just stacked up on top of each other, and in Adobe Premium.
That is crazy though. That's a lot of work.
I have a habit as I go overboard with anything. If I set my mind to something, I kind of use. So people have started to notice a lot with streaming. A lot of people don't realize with streaming you have to be consistent, but also your streams have got to be the kind of the same. So when you do your videos, people come to you and they know you as Wahoo, and most of your content is all the same. It's your same attitude, your same body language. They know you for you. With me, I can't do that. One day may be different. Another day could be this. One day I could be in a lot of pain where I just don't want to talk. And I stream every day so they can see every day. They can see the flip of the coin. They can see both sides of it. But the problem with that is I've had people raid me with massive raid parties. I've had raid parties with 1,000 people, and none of them have stuck around because I've literally had streamers come back the next day and call me a liar and a fake because they've seen one day where I've been good or one day when I've been drunk, and they think, oh, that's my whole entire stream. That's his stick. They come back and see a day when I'm not like that, and they think I'm a liar and I'm a fake, and they actually hate on me. And the community hates on me because they go, oh, this person's faking it. They're a liar. And they don't take the time to actually understand me and understand my stream. So me being part of the Able Games charity, I can't really go into what's happening this year with the Able Games charity, but stuff are happening. I've just been told to start getting a larger moderation team. So lately I've been expanding my moderation team. And anything could happen this year with me.
Okay. Well, I really hope that, like, I think it's super important that people do be aware of it, and
Yeah.
I can also kind of understand the way that
It's hard for
people.
people to understand it because they don't. A lot of streamers, they see me, they see the person they're going to raid. A lot of them don't hang around much after the raid. Some
Oh,
really do, and they just head off because they've just ended. And then some will come back. Some the communities have stayed after they've taken the time to understand. A lot of my moderators are people that have come from those raids. They've actually taken the time to actually understand, and some just think I'm faking it. A lot of people it takes. I've told people it takes a lot of streams to watch to understand me, and still some of my moderators still have no idea.
yeah. But what I was trying to say is that I understand the way, or people think in a way, because it has happened. Maybe most commonly known is the guy that was also in a wheelchair, and then suddenly
Yeah,
the guy just stands
stood
up,
up,
because he was
and
trying to.
that was literally a nightmare. The problem is also with streaming on Twitch. The one thing that we've been trying to get for years is our own tag. So every other kind of thing, the HOB community has a tag. Everyone else has their own tag but the disabled community doesn't.
Oh,
So
that would
you
be.
can't search up disability on Twitch. So the only way to find a disabled streamer is to literally search disability, and if we have disabled streamer in our title. So I have that in my title. That's the only way
And
people have been able to find me.
and anybody can put that in. I could put that in my title.
Yeah.
There could be anybody that does that, but you can't fake the. For example, let's say the verified tag. When you are a partner, you cannot fake that one. It's something that's embedded into the system. So
Yeah.
if there was a sign, something where it showed absolutely that this guy or this girl, this person has some kind of disability, so.
You can't fully do that because people could just put the tag LGB when they don't even have anything to do with it. But the thing is, the reason we want a disability tag is because we want more. We're also a voice for other disabled people that are trying to understand a lot of. There's not much education out there, so I've had people that have had Asperger's or that are dyslexia come to my stream and talk to me because I've not actually met someone else like them. Because there's not enough awareness. So I also am a voice for education as well, because a lot of people, the Able Games charity, I talk about my disability freely when I'm on their channel and tell people about who I am. The Able Games is the only way I've really been able to get an outreach of the disabled side of it.
But I think it, like, I think it's so important that like as many people as that want to create content either on YouTube or on Twitch or wherever they do, wherever else they do it, is that they do it. Like that you shouldn't hold
Yeah.
themselves back, because
Well, I
you
tell people
might
just give it a
be,
go.
like you might be, or I might be, or somebody else out there might be somebody else's favorite content
Yeah.
creator.
Yeah.
So
I don't really treat it like I'm a content creator. I just treat it as a person just streaming every day for my mental health. But I tell people just
oh
do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
but
don't know unless you try. That's the thing. If you don't try, you never know. You try new things. If you
but
want to do something, you do it. I
yeah.
don't care what anyone says. If you got haters, Dad told me, if you got haters, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, but my point just being that somebody might not give you the chance, like to watch you enough to
Yeah,
they will you will actually turn into their favorite content
yeah.
creator
And
out there
I've got,
because
I've
of
got.
because if they
It
don't
started to
know
happen.
you are
I've got fan art.
like disabilities, they don't know, they just say it entitled, but they don't understand it. But if they just give you a chance because they're like, okay, what, okay, he has this tag, like this little icon next to his name, what is that? Oh, this means that he's actually a verified kind of disability person. And then oh, okay, so that might actually be, they would
Yeah,
understand.
we've looked into that as well, but that probably won't happen. It's more we just want to tag in our things so people that are searching Twitch
Yeah.
disability and they find all the disabled streamers. So we can, because we used to have communities back in the day. There used to be grouping on Twitch where you could make a group. They removed it a couple of years ago to bring in tags, and then we noticed there's tags for every game company thing, like PAX has a tag, uh, game development, all kinds of sides of games. LGBTQ got a tag, but no disability tag. And we've literally been doing petitions for years. I mean, they keep saying, "Oh, you'll get bullied." We get bullied anyway. Anyone that's a disabled streamer, a lot of us make jokes about our usernames are literally a joke on our own disability. A lot of that, I got on stream not because of my disability, because of my glass blowing. So my tag was literally Octarock is actually my glass studio. But there's people that I know in my community. There's Glitchy Vision. She's a lovely streamer, and literally she's partially blind, so her vision is glitchy. So literally she called herself Glitchy Vision. There's Accessible Guy. He uses a mouthpiece to play games. Literally has a mouth controller, so he uses his mouth to play games. So there's Disabled Tron. He's got Sarah Palsy and he loves Tron. He loves the Tron movies. So he plays games, and he's got literally a lot of the disabled streamers. We make a joke on our own username about our disabilities. Most people that stream that are disabled have the confidence already and the community to support us. My moderation team are there whenever I need it. If they're not there, literally I can just message in Discord and one of them will pop in and deal with the person. One of my good moderators, Wolf Brother, known as Oramus, and the Trove community, he literally back in the day moderated over 15 Trove streamers plus.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Neemon and Equin and Tattoo Fox and Sugar High all told me you've got to make him your first moderator. He will definitely support you. So I did. I made him my first moderator. And when I got affiliated with his help, reaching out to people, because literally the Trove community got me affiliated, he was my first sub, and he's been subbing now for every month for 30 months now.
Wow, that's awesome.
And all my commands that are on my channel, he's helped write up. So all my commands, info commands, he's done.
Well, that's just amazing when you find somebody that just there's just people out there. There is,
Yeah, and I don't think I'll be out of who I am without him. And he keeps going, "Stop! Every time you do that, I'm going to never let you down." I go, "You go out of your way to do that for me." So I'm slowly burning moderators. I have moderators for different games and different things. I recently, one of my moderators recently is known in the community as Daniel with the North. He's also part of the Trove Ethical Alliance. And I just said to him, "Do you want to be a moderator for me?" And he said he'll love to be. So he's now one of my moderators.
Yeah, it's really important to have people that you trust and that also wants to give themselves their time and effort to help you in any way and stuff like that. And it feels great when you have people that way around you and stuff.
Is there anything you actually want to talk about? Because I've been mostly talking about myself. And is there anything like the game and for say or any? So
No,
the
no,
thing is,
no,
what
no. We're doing it.
on on yeah, because no, I'm known in the community as someone that a lot of people reach out to find about the game and the game in general. My background with game testing and people in the game development side of games, I have a habit of decompiling game files. So back in the day, I literally decompiled the whole entire game and sent major bug reports to the original Tron World team. So I actually did volunteer bug reporting because it's just what I do when I'm bored. And a lot of stuff I've actually sent over are actually in Delves, I've noticed. So a lot of the decoration, a lot of the Delve monsters are actual old files. Because back in the day, because you've got your podcast and a lot of your community know different people that you've done a lot of people that have played the game and that play the game in general. A lot of people don't fully know what actually happened behind the scenes. So some of this is public. A lot of people can find it if you hunt hard enough. The main reason Trove shut down was Tron Worlds were morons. They did the dumbest thing you could ever do in the game industry. They were known as a game maker. They wanted to be a game publisher. So they literally bought in assets of another company that they couldn't actually afford. So they got out a loan for that to say they're going to be a game publisher in the European market. Anyone in the European market for game development know if you're not big enough, you're going to get taken and swallowed. They were literally in a water of sharks. You had GamerGo, their competitor, noticed them in debt, and bought them out. And how GamerGo works, I researched GamerGo like heavily because when I hear a new company is going to take over a game, I research them. A lot of people started drama that GamerGo was going to kill the game, like Power Mandel. So I went out of my way, researched the company. There's been some bad press of them, but a lot of it's just other companies doing negative press against them when they have done nothing wrong. GamerGo is actually an amazing company for what it is. Even though it's a little bit still pay to win, it's just they've got to make money somewhere. You've got to make money somehow. It's just life. So you may have seen the store packs we've had recently with the different items in them. That's the latest one that's in the game, the Pastel Pack. That's the development team learning. A lot of people don't realize this, but to make Trove is bloody hard. Back in the day, they didn't get the support they needed to make the game. Tron's Worlds didn't care about Trove one bit. So the original dev team didn't really get the support to make the game epic. They didn't have the much funding to make the game how it should have been. So the game's engine is not great. The VFX program, Popcorn VFX, everything is literally the game is hard to make.
That is basically the people always like, or one of the, other than people have the stigma that Trove is pay to win, is also the stigma of that lacking, and that's the.
They can't help that. I literally found out the reason there's so much lag and bug problems. It's how the game was made. They didn't have as much funding as other games, and literally Tron Worlds just wanted to mostly milk the game. That was at the stage before it got taken over by GamerGo. They just wanted to milk the game for as much money as they could. So they made a shit ton of money off the game, but also lied to people. There's literally statements of them saying the game makes no money when it was making more money than all their games combined. Why? A lot of people go, oh, Trove is not that great. Then why did GamerGo go out of their way to keep some of the original Trove development team that they saw were good enough to keep on? What people don't realize, GamerGo, when they got everyone to give them their CVs, and the people they saw were good enough, they kept on. Problem is, GamerGo didn't know at the time that Popcorn VFX version the game uses is the only one compatible with the game. So when the whole VFX team got let go, they didn't realize, because when you take over a company or a thing, you don't realize what games need what, and they thought Trove had good funding, was actually well developed. They didn't realize how much Trove wasn't really looked after. Because it wasn't really looked after, they didn't realize the people that were hired to look after the game, the people that looked after the game, built the game from the ground up. So they knew how the game worked, but the tools they used were that outdated and broken that they saw the stuff they use and went, why do we need people like that? We could get them to use the latest equipment. We've got people on our team that can use the latest version of Popcorn VFX, that can use the latest engines, the latest equipment. Why do we have people that are using stuff that are outdated that anyone can learn that don't want to touch? Because the Popcorn VFX that I know that the game uses, people that literally work for Night Dive Studios. They don't want to touch it because it's that buggy.
Yeah.
But it's only compatible with the game. So when they let go all those people, they didn't realize till months later, oh, this is the only thing compatible with the game. We need those people, but they're now working with other stuff. They have to literally train someone from the ground up. They're using I found out they're using some of Tim's old tutorials. The person that made the hot fire wings to learn how to use. They literally have to train someone from the ground up on how to make VFX.
Yeah.
There's no in-house VFX artist that knows how to make VFX. That's why we have no wings or auras. We've only wings we've had are coloured. That's why all the VFX have been lackluster the last couple of years, because no one knows how to make VFX for the game. There is no one in-house to make VFX. They're only changing colours and doing the best they can.
Yeah.
They're still learning how to make things. A lot of another content creator, he's Sushi's okay. He's an alright content creator, but his attitude I don't like. He keeps going, oh, they could have done this, they could have done this. He's forgetting that they lost 200 employees. We only know about 6 that got kept on from the original Trove team out of 30 plus that I've heard of. There was a lot more developers than a lot of people realized. There were 30 plus on the team. The only ones that were known, the ones that had dev dreams, but there was a lot of people behind the scenes that weren't part of the game anymore. So you have a bunch of people gone. A lot of people go, oh, delves are not that great. Why won't they release a new biome? They don't know how to.
Oh, they have dabbled a little bit. Like we got the new one in this new event, for example.
Kind of. They haven't really changed the biomes for say.
No. I'm not saying they.
Oh no, delves are dungeons. They're not a biome. Delves are easy. Delve is literally a dungeon. They have the Geo Cave template. So with how the game is made, it's templates. A biome template is a lot harder to make.
Yeah.
Because you've got to do everything. So it's easier for them to take because literally geodes are just giant dungeon pieces. So in the game, how dungeons are formed, they're done by plug pieces. So if you've ever been to /MF Metaforge, you'll find items called plugs. They're there to plug dungeons. So if you ever look on Trove, there's the create page, and you can make dungeons for the game. The devs actually want dungeons. They want people to make dungeons. I try to dabble into it, but dungeons are a nightmare to work with. They're very hard to make because the devs don't tell you what they want.
Yeah, you just have to literally figure out what you want to do.
You just have to figure it out. So I wasted like 600 hours on my dungeon, and in the end, I sent multiple. I got a multiple accepted, then denied because it's not what they wanted, but they wouldn't tell me what they wanted. So how am I meant to know what you want?
Yeah.
It was a nightmare to bloody make them.
But my point was just mostly like they're at least dabbling in.
Oh no, that's the stuff that they've done. The delves are easy.
Okay.
Give you an idea, I can make the delves. Yeah, the delves are the most easiest dungeons in the game to make. They're not. You don't have to do anything. They are literally plug pieces from the delve caves. That all they're doing is just mixing and matching, changing the color palette, and putting some decorations in it, and change the mob spawns. That's all they are. They're literally, they could make thousands of them. And that's what they've been doing. I bet for the next year or two, we're just going to get more and more different delve dungeons. A lot of people are going, oh, that's going to suck. They're going to do what they can to make them more unique and more nice. People are liking the delves. I love running for the delves. It's a unique experience for the game because you get to play with a group of players. You can't just go off solo. Some people do. They're crazy like that. But most of the time, you've got to go with other players. So you've got to work together. It allows that working together. But at this stage, from what I know and what the game is, it's going to be really hard for them to make a biome because a biome so with the game, it needs to connect with other biomes. You have to do the whole environmental thing. So it's got to have the skybox. And also you've got to have multiple different dungeons in the biome to make the thing. Then you've got to have terrain, VFX, everything.
Yeah,
and all generation.
Definitely a lot of things that goes into it.
Because that's why the Geode update took a while to come out, and the reason the Geo Surface wasn't available for the longest time, because the Geo Biome was a nightmare to work with. The stuff was there, so when GamerGo took over, the team that were working on Geode, most of them were gone. So the reason it didn't open up straight away, because they had to try and figure out how to put this out.
Yeah. There's again, that really goes a lot into all the development and whatnot. And I don't know if it's an awkward place to end, but we have actually, I can see the time. We have actually been going for an hour already. So I'm not trying to cut you off or anything like that, but I can
No,
feel
all
like we
right.
can.
But there is some lovely new people in the team that are quite nice and hanging out. I'm one of the reasons there's actually the Discord, so the Trove Discord. I'm the main reason that's even a thing. I asked the Game Go, is there a Trove official Discord? And they said, well, we have Trovosaur. They have official Discords for all their games, but not Trove. So I mostly sent off a bunch of information that would be good for the community. A couple of months later, the Trove Discord was a thing.
That's great. That's just great. But
So I've done my things to help.
but it is usually these podcasts is about an hour, so
Yeah.
that's I don't.
No worries. I have a habit of going on, but if
No,
people
it's
want to
cool.
know
No,
more and they want to know more information about me or know more about the game,
you
just
know,
come reach out to me. It's my username.
yeah. It's well, it's also on Spotify. But if people do go to my YouTube channel, it's linked. Your Twitch channel is linked in the description. They could just go check you
Yeah.
out. Pretty easy. So yeah, but we could definitely talk for a lot longer. I'm gonna,
Yeah, no,
like I said,
anyone
I'm
can
gonna
just
head to
come
bed
to me.
after this. But after
No
we
worries,
could.
but I talk all the time like this. So anyone
No.
can, if they want to know anything, just come talk to me. I'm happy to talk about anything. Some
Yeah.
stuff I can't talk about because stuff are in the works, other things they don't want to thing. Probably
Yeah,
one
there's
thing
of course those stuff, but
one major thing I do want to say right now because there's controversy about it. At this stage, probably no Switch game for Trove. From what I've been told, recently on Trovosaur, there was a leaked thing about a letter to the CEO about Trove coming to the Switch. Probably not going to happen. That was a letter to the CEO. It was a shareholder letter that every company does it. They say a bunch of things they want to happen for their game to make their shareholders happy. Saying your game's coming to Nintendo Switch makes shareholders happy because Nintendo Switch is massive. But the way Trove is, to make it possible, they will have to remake the whole game from the ground up. They don't have the money or even the team to do that.
no.
If they're still making dungeons and they haven't made a biome yet, I don't think they could remake the whole entire game.
No. Well, if it would, that would just be cool. But as long
It's
as we have
multiple
it on
years out.
PC, I'm happy. I don't have a
It's
Switch
multiple
myself,
years
so.
out. They said it's
Anyways,
possible,
I
but maybe one day.
maybe one day. Yeah, exactly. Maybe one day. But thank you so much for taking the time, and we finally got to talk together. That was pretty awesome. So
No worries.
yeah. You're gonna start your day.
And,
I'm gonna end my day.
and just message me and I'll send you some of my glass photos or anything you
Oh.
want me to put in the video form.
Yeah, sure. Send me whatever. I will be happy to do
Yeah.
whatnot. So yeah.